What is going down? We got the W's tonight. The San Francisco 49ers get the win against the Giants on Thursday Night Football. We're going to do a quick live reaction. Yes, I'm still at the stadium. What is wrong with me? I have no idea, but we're going to talk about the game. We're going to react to it. We're going to vibe about it right after this, but you already know what to do. Drop an SDS in the chat. Drop a W in the chat. And let's talk about this game against the Giants.
Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it.
My intro video was supposed to play, but it didn't. So we're going to keep rolling. First of all, 49ers are 3-0, just like we drew it up. Really, not much of a doubt, right? 3-0. We got a win last week against the Rams. 49ers, are we the best team in the NFL right now? Kind of feels like it. And they did it without Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk was out. And we had other guys step up. Deebo Samuel, touchdown. CMC, touchdown. And, of course, Ronnie Bell with the touchdown. Ring the bell, baby. Ronnie Bell is going to be such a good player for the San Francisco 49ers. I'm really looking forward to his maturation process with this team. I mean, we really don't see rookie wide receivers have a ton of impact with the San Francisco 49ers just due to the complexity of the scheme and, trying to fit in, all that type of stuff. Ronnie Bell's coming out, had his first career touchdown. Again, man, 7th-round draft pick. I didn't have a ton of expectations for him. When the 49ers drafted him, I didn't think he was going to make the roster. But after what he did in training camp and preseason, easy to see that he was going to make the final 53. And just like he made an impact early on in preseason, he's making an impact week 3. So shout out to those guys. Shout out to Nick Bosa getting his sack. We finally got a Nick Bosa sack. Let's go. What else did we get? We got a Javon Hargrave sack. Let's go. We got a Talanoa Hufanga sack. Not sack. INT. George Kittle. Still George Kittle. Again, Deebo Samuel was playing phenomenally. No surprise. Deebo shines when the lights are the brightest out here. So let's talk about the game. I think overall in general, CMC forgot CMC. Christian McCaffrey had a rushing touchdown. Fred Warner with the tip, 100%. This is I think again it becomes a polarizing topic based on expectation levels and based on how you're perceiving things. A lot of people I think on Twitter. I'm not going to lie. I didn't spend any time on Twitter. Obviously, I'm at the game. I had shout out to my guy, Craig, hooked me and my wife up with the sickest seats I've ever sat in my life. And so to be honest, I was vibing today. I always treat these days like full-blown work days. Today, it was a work day. But I also took a second to just kind of enjoy it a little bit because for the last 2-3 years, the 49ers has been like work to me, and I love it. It's not work because I love it, but I treat it very specifically. And today, I wasn't on Twitter. I was just vibing. I was having a good time, sitting right there around the 50-yard line, and I just enjoyed today. And I kind of, I was a fan today, and I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. Now, we can still analyze it. We can still talk about it. And we can still critique it because they weren't perfect and there's room for improvement, which is fantastic. The fact that the San Francisco 49ers have scored 30 points in the last 3 games, and there's still room for improvement. Like, come on. I can totally understand. Like, all right, we got to clean this up. We got to clean that throw up. We got to clean this coverage up. We got to do this. We got to do that. Of course, we're always trying to get better. We're always trying to improve. We're always trying to critique, and we're trying to take those critiques and then turn them into improvements. We're always trying to do that. But at the end of the day, 30 points, 3 weeks in a row. I saw a freaking stat that the New York Giants blitzed on almost every single snap. They blitzed more than any team since Next Gen Stats has been tracking stats. This was the highest percentage of blitzes that a team has thrown at an opposing offense ever. Ever. Since Next Gen has been tracking this. So, what happened? Brock Purdy, he hit Ronnie Bell, front corner, with the free rusher, fade. Okay, that's nice. Again, had another rusher, front corner, Debo, back shoulder. Now, was Brock Purdy perfect today? No. Was Brock Purdy just hot right out the gate? No. But that's, again, yes, he had the dot to CMC, dime to CMC, dime to CMC. CMC dropped it. He could have had 3 touchdowns on today. Brock Purdy, we're gonna look at Brock Purdy's tape. We're gonna do the film breakdown, and we're gonna be like, he can be better here, he can be better here, and he can be better here. But at the end of the day, Brock Purdy threw for over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, could have been 3. No interceptions, no turnovers. Listen, football isn't about being perfect. And I harp on this all the time. Football isn't about being perfect because perfection in football is so rare. It's so hard to obtain. To have 53 guys come out with an entire coaching staff and execute in lockstep every single play and be perfect on every single play, playing against other teams who get paid millions and millions of dollars as well. Being perfect is practically impossible on a football field. So, with that thing being considered, what football is who can overcome adversity, who can withstand the storm, who can get punched in the mouth and fight back and keep moving forward. And if there's anything that we've learned about Brock early on, is that even if it seems he's struggling a little bit and things aren't really clicking for him early on, he can come back. He can find a rhythm later in the game. And to me, that's still a positive. I really think that with everything where we're at right now, with Brock, is Brock perfect? No. But I don't think Brock needs to be perfect. I think Brock needs to go out and continue to play his game and do what he needs to do. And Greg says, just feels like the first 4 games is our preseason. 100%. I say this every single year. The first four games are always going to be basically the preseason for the starters. Week 5, week 6, week 7, they start to gel. They start to form and solidify their identity. And that is where that's where we start to identify and define teams. Right now, we're still trying to figure it out. We're still trying to figure out what the defense is. We're still trying to figure out how we're playing our coverages. We're still trying to figure out all these different types of things. So it's a process. And right now, throughout this process, the 49ers have scored 30 points in the last 3 weeks, and they're undefeated right now. So the thing is, this team is going to continue to improve. They're going to continue to get better, and that goes for Brock Purdy as well. I can see Brock having bad days or down days. But when you look at the totality of his career, Brock is going to get better than what Brock is right now. And that is exciting. And again, if he's coming out and he's throwing for 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, and we're upset about that, I guess that's a good problem to have. So honestly, I'm not stressing. I'm not worried. Did it feel lacking of rhythm early on? Yeah. Did it feel like he was off early on? Yeah. Did he miss some throws? Yeah. But down the stretch, he dotted up Debo, dotted up Ronnie, and he also dotted up CMC. So while getting blitzed at a historic rate. So all things considered, I'm good. I'm not stressed. I'm not stressed at all. I'm really not. I think, part of the things that we're looking for with Brock is we want to see Brock struggle a little bit. And then we want to see how he bounces back. And we got that today. Out on that field, Brock struggled early on, and then he bounced back. That's what we're looking for. So, ultimately, not concerned. I'm not. Some people might. I've heard people talk about other people talking on Twitter. Again, I wasn't on Twitter tonight. I was vibing. I was enjoying myself. And to be honest, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't Brock's best game. But we don't have to go out and play our best game every single time, because the name of the game is winning. Win. W. And the 49ers got it. And the best part is this team's only going to get better. They're only going to improve. They're only going to continue to gel. And when that flip switches, when everything starts clicking, and you get Ayuk back, and all this types of stuff, the O-line's continuing to improve each week. Who's to say? Who's to say how far this team can go? So I'm not going to nitpick this. We'll wait for the tape to come out. When the tape comes out, we'll do our critiques. We'll break down what we like, what we didn't like, and that's valid. But at the end of the day, we got the dub. And that's ultimately what is going to define this team, is getting wins. When it's all said and done and this team is in the playoffs, no one's going to go back and be like, oh, remember that week 3 win and how ugly it felt early on? No one cares. No one cares, because if they go back and they correct the issues, all that stuff, feel pretty good about it. If you guys want to ask me a couple questions, so I'm not just ranting, I'll answer a couple questions. What are my initial thoughts on the O-line? I'm going to have to go back and watch. I can't really give you an honest assessment on the offensive line and how they played today. So I'm really looking forward to getting into the tape, especially knowing how much they blitzed. I want to see how they handled the blitz. I want to see it. So I want to see how much that affected Brock, whether it was on the O-line, whether pressure was getting to Brock. Those are the things that we are going to be looking at when the tape comes out. So I say this every week. I can't give you an honest assessment of the O-line until I go back and watch the tape. And when we watch the tape reveals all. And so my gut feeling from watching it on the field was they weren't bad. I didn't see anything that was ultra egregious. I think right now we're struggling a little bit with opening up some running lanes. So I want to continue to kind of dive into that and see how that's all going, um, especially with the right side. Uh, I really want to see how Burford did tonight. Nothing stood out to me that was egregious, but again, the tape will tell me all I need to know. Um, so right now I can't give you any definitives, but like I said, when we put the tape on, we'll know for sure. I was talking about this with my guy Craig. Shout out Craig, man. Craig, 49er legend. You might not know who Craig is. Just know he's a legend. That's all you got to know. You probably don't know who he is. You might not know who he is. You might know who he is. But Craig is a 49er legend. Shout out my boy. We were talking about this at our seats, and we were talking about how scared we were about Moody. We were talking about like, man, that preseason had us sweating with the injuries, with the just all of it, and for Moody to come out and be perfect on the season so far, and now we got Moody booting balls off kickoff into the end zone where they can't return it. Like, come on, man. I'm really happy for Moody. Like, for how much we were stressing on Moody, I'm really happy for him. Because he's turning out to be a guy that we can count on. And that's ultimately what you want with a kicker. And we're going to get to a point here, what it feels like pretty soon, where it's going to feel like Robbie Gould status, where we're not worried, we're not tripping. We're like, man, he's made it. He'll miss a kick. Like, it's going to happen. Let's not front like he's going to be perfect his entire career. He's going to miss kicks. But at the end of the day, what he's done through 3 games, after the preseason he had, after getting hurt, dude, he's making me have some respect for some kickers, that maybe I didn't know I had in me. Because, listen, kickers are sometimes an afterthought, and it wasn't an afterthought this offseason. So, shout out Moody, man. Shout out Moody. Balling. Happy for him. And yes, this is a great point. We talked about this. We talked about this. It was a short week. We talked about this short week. And it was a little ugly, but they got it right down the stretch. Yeah, Javon Hargrave, Nick Bosa. I thought that was a safety. I guess they called forward progress, but that definitely felt like a safety from Nick Bosa. How was Purdy all in all? If I had to grade Purdy tonight, I'd say Purdy was a solid B. Like a solid B, like an 86.9. Like solid B. I think there's room for improvement. I think, and again, the tape is going to tell us a lot more. But I would say solid B, like a B. So I feel fine with that. I thought Purdy was. I mean, you throw 2 touchdowns, you don't turn the ball over, you throw 300 yards, and you score 30 points on offense. Solid B seems fair as can be. What are my thoughts on Wilks in the booth? Now, I want to figure this out. I think where fans are starting to get concerned are the soft zones. And I think we have to look at it 2 ways, because one, we want to see pressure, we want to see sacks, but because if you give up soft zones and you're giving up everything underneath, quarterbacks can and will get the ball out faster. So you're not playing press man. So wide receivers aren't fighting off, press or anything like that. So if one of these quarterbacks wants to take the short throws, they can do it. But on the flip side of that as well, this defense isn't really giving up a ton of big plays. And I think that's what we have to keep in mind. It's like, yeah, it feels like we're getting dinked and dunked to death. But at the same time, we aren't giving up these crazy big touchdown plays. Matt Breida had a nice run, but outside of that, we're not giving up these big, explosive plays downfield. So it's kind of like an in between, right? Like, yeah, we don't want to get dinked and dunked to death, but at the same time, they're really not giving up that many points. Now they gave up, what was it, 23 against the Rams. But tonight, not bad. Not bad. So I think that they have some room to work. They got some room to gel. I'm fine with our linebackers. So with Wilks, I'm going to give him some time. Give him some time to figure it out. I don't think we're not seeing, like lockdown coverage. We're seeing them just keep everything in front of them. So, it definitely feels like they're attacking us. It feels like, but again, we're giving it to them. We gave it to the Steelers. We gave it to the Rams, and we gave it to the Giants. They want to take it. I guess that this defense feels really comfortable with keeping everything in front of them. So we'll see. We'll see. Because we'll see. We'll see. I understand the concerns. I understand the questions. I understand the thoughts because I have the same ones myself. For sure. I have the same ones myself. So if you guys got a couple more questions, get them in. I'm going to get out of here. I got a long drive home. And then mini buy. And I am taking advantage of this mini buy. How am I still at Levi's? I don't know. I got problems, man. I got problems. I would literally stay here as long as I could, especially too if I didn't live an hour and a half away from here. I would probably stay longer and just vibe and chill. But I have a long drive. I definitely got a long drive. So I'm just excited. We go into this long week with a W, heading towards another division game against the Arizona Cardinals. We have an opportunity to go 4-0 into Dallas. That's what I'm talking about. We have an opportunity to go 4-0 into Dallas. And that is going to be a dogfight at this stadium. I mean, the next 2 games are at home. So we'll be here for Arizona. And then the next week, Dallas is coming to town. So I like where we're at. I like where we're at. 3-0. Let's go. Got the dub. Got out of there relatively healthy. I don't think anyone really got severely hurt. I know Talanoa got dinged up. He left the game, went back into the game. Deebo Samuel got dinged up, went back into the game. So pretty good. Pretty good. And I do think Ayuk would have played if it was a Sunday game. So got the dub. Prime time. Thursday Night Football. I'll take it. I'll take it for sure. So once again, shout out to all you guys. I'm going to get out of here now. I'm going to go home. I think it's time. So, yeah, I need to get out of here. Tomorrow, I'm going to be normal work schedule tomorrow. So I'll be posting content all day for Friday. And then I'm going on a mini vacation. I'm taking advantage of this mini bye. I'll still be posting. Probably won't be going live though throughout the weekend. I'm taking full advantage of this mini bye. I've been grinding since training camp. Like no days off since training camp. So I'm ready to take a couple days off and have a good time. So I'll still be posting some things, but I won't be probably doing any lives this week. I'll be doing a live tomorrow. I can't go multiple days without posting something. So just wanted to let you guys know. Make sure you guys know where's the ginger at. So I appreciate you. I'll be back on tomorrow though. Full schedule tomorrow, and then we vibe. So appreciate everyone. We got the W. Let's go. Appreciate everyone. I'm out of here for now. Peace.